Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing this complete look using the Dose of Colors X Iluvsarahii collection. I am in love with this whole collection. The moment I saw it, I knew I had to get the whole set. The lips are just incredible. The packaging is this matte, soft touch nude pink. It's incredible. I love it. So me. And then also, for those that know me personally, know that I am like a crazy plant lady. I love plants. My apartment is full of them. So when I saw this packaging, I was like in love. This speaks to me on a spiritual level. So the collection consists of a 6-pan eyeshadow palette right here, which I've obviously used. 2 highlighters, so we've got Bathe, which is a slightly more pinky tone, and Soulmate. These do look a lot darker in the pan than what they look like on the skin. You can see here, I have it on my skin right now, and it's not giving me like, it's not like sort of casting any shadows on my face, which is great because I am quite fair. Like, I'm not super pasty, but I am not tanned. And then it's got 4 liquid matte lipsticks and 2 glosses. I'm not going to swatch everything for you because I'm obviously late posting this. It did take me like 4 weeks to actually get this collection shipped through customs and actually in my hands. So you've probably seen all of the swatches a million times by now, but you'll be able to see everything in the video, and I will do more videos so that you can see the different lip colors as well. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon and give this video a thumbs up and follow me on Instagram. And if you'd like to see how I created this super sharp Feroche look, then please keep on watching. Okay, so I'm obviously looking crazy right now, but I did have a little practice on this eye, just because I haven't used, well, some of the shades. I have played with it a little bit, the palette, but I only really dip into these sort of 2 shades and this one here. I hadn't used the black, so I just wanted to have a little play around on this eye first before I like started filming. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prime my eye on this side using my Helen E Stage Eye Primer. This is like one of my favorite eye primers. It just makes the eyeshadow stay on, doesn't crease, and it just looks bomb. Like, the colors really stand out. This is one of those sort of primers that you apply and you don't set it. So I'm just gonna take my blank canvas F17 brush. I'm gonna pack that on all over my lid, and I'm gonna use it to sort of like clean up underneath my brow as well. With this eyeshadow base as well, I personally don't like to use like a really thick layers of it. I just kind of like to apply it sparingly. That is just what I found works best with it. I do find if you put too much on and it's like too sticky and too wet, that the eyeshadows just tend to kind of clump together. I'm going to bring this out towards the temple and the end of the brow as well, because obviously we are taking this eyeshadow look out quite far. I actually don't think I've done a look like this. I mean, like this sharp of a winged out smoke on my channel. I'm not sure. Maybe I know I've definitely done a look like this for Instagram, but I don't think I filmed it. It was a very long time ago. So the first shade I'm gonna dip into is Wanderlust, this really nice terracotta shade. And I believe in the video that Karen did about her collection, she said that she put a black base into this, and you can definitely tell that when you're blending it. It's just a really unique shade and it just blends really nicely. I'm just going to start with a 224 brush from Zoeva, and I'm just going to place that into the crease, and I'm just going to build up this color. And at this point, it doesn't have to be super blended or even neat in any kind of way, because we are going to go back in and blend it once we've built the color up. So instead of like sweeping it on, I'm sort of like just pushing it in to the base with my brush. And you want to use quite a small brush for this. Obviously this one is fairly small of a blending brush, because you don't want it to be too big and fluffy, because it'll just flick the product over everywhere. Okay, so then once we've got a shape like this and you've started to build up that color in the crease, I'm just gonna wipe off the excess on my brush onto a tissue. Not really a tissue though, it's my hoodie. And then once the excess is off the brush, I'm just going to go back in, not adding any extra product, and use that brush just to really lightly start to feather the edges out. And again, this bit down here doesn't need to be tidy either, because obviously we are going to clean it up with the wipe to get that really sharp line. So when I'm doing looks like this, sometimes when I get the darker colors, so when I move on to using the black, sometimes I will just pull it down here if I feel like it's going to help my blending, because I know I'm just going to wipe it off. I'm just going to dip in, grab a little bit more Wanderlust and go back over that crease, using more of a blending motion now. So now I'm going to pick up a Zoeva 221 brush, and I'm going to go in with the shade Loungy, which is this really nice peach like transition shade. This also looks really nice all over the lid. So I'm just going to use this right on the edges just to help blend out that Wanderlust shade and start creating our like winged out shape. Now I'm just going to take this clean brush. This is just a Backstage Beauty eye blender brush, and I'm just going to like fan that along the edge. You guys know I like to go in and out with a clean brush, just help make sure the edges stay really blended, especially when you're doing a look as dark and dramatic as this. It's important like you keep an eye on the edges and just whether it's looking really nice and blended. So now I'm actually going to dip straight into the black, and this one is called Finders Keepers. It's like a really pretty black with like a reflex. It's almost got like blue and gold and silver reflex. It's just really pretty, and it's the most intense black. So I'm just taking that on a Morphe M506 brush, and I'm making sure to tap off the excess because I don't want to be adding too much at this point. You can see how intense that is. I'm barely touching the skin. Then I'm going to go back in with my 224 brush from Zoeva and the Wanderlust shade, and just go straight over the top of that. I'm going to pick up a little bit more of the black. When you're working with black, especially one as intense as this, it's just a case of going back and forth with all of your different colors just to make sure the blend is really seamless. Now I'm just going to go back in with a little bit of Loungy on my 221. So now I'm just going to take a flat, compact synthetic brush, just pick up some of the black, and I'm going to really pack that onto the inner and outer corners. Then I'm just going to go back in with my M506 just to help blend the edges of that. And then back in with my 224. See, it's looking like super messy over here. We're going to clean that up, so don't worry about it. So I'm just going back in with my clean brush. So I think at this point I'm just going to clean it up just so I can give myself a better guide, because it's kind of thrown me off at the moment that it's so messy over there. But I'm not going to clean it right up to the corner of my eye. I'm kind of leaving it just down a little bit. Okay, so now that I'm happy with the blending and that it matches on both sides, I'm just going to clean up the lid and give it a slight sort of cut crease. So I'm just going to go back in with my eyeshadow base that I used before. I'm just taking that on my F17 brush again, the Helen E base. So then, just to make the edges slightly softer, I'm just going to take this sort of little synthetic side on this Anastasia Beverly Hills brush, and I'm just going to use that just to help blend these edges. And then I'm just going to take another flat synthetic brush, and I'm going to take this shade Palma, this really nice teal metallic shade, and I'm going to pack that on to the center of the lid where I've placed that base. The shade is gorgeous. And then just with a little bit of product, I'm just gonna really lightly tap that over the black just to help sort of blend them together. So now, just to define the sort of lid where I've cut it out, I'm just gonna take Wanderlust on this Morphe E39 brush and just really lightly trace the line across the top. You can even take a tiny little bit of black mixed with Wanderlust. Okay, so now the main part of the eyeshadow is done. All I'm gonna do is line the top of my lashes with my tattoo liner. And because we got a shimmer, what I tend to do is just sort of like stamp it on. And then you can kind of layer up to make it super black. And then just to tightline my upper waterline, I'm taking my Illamasqua gel liner and this high definition liner brush. It's like a very tiny brush. I'm gonna use this to get right in between my lashes as well. So now just to finish off the top of the eyes, I'm just gonna take this shade Poquito Mas and I'm gonna highlight my brow bone. So I like this because it's kind of like a subtle brow highlight, but then you could really build it up to make it super intense. So now that we've got to this stage, I'm just going to hop off camera, pop on some lashes, my foundation and concealer, and I'll be right back to finish off the look. Okay, foundation, concealer is done, and I've got my lashes on. So all we need to do is finish off the under eyes and then finish off the rest of the face. I'm going to go in with my Morphe M507 brush, and I'm going to take the Wanderlust shade, this nice terracotta one that we used before. I'm going to run that all the way underneath of my eye, and like connecting it with that shadow that we cleaned up at the edge. And then with that same brush, I'm just going to go into Loungy and just go right underneath that, just along the edge. And before I make it any darker underneath, I'm just going to go back in with my gel liner from Illamasqua and that really tiny eyeliner brush. And I'm just going to line inside my waterline. And I've also gone in between my lashes with that as well. So now I'm just going to take my blank canvas E44 brush and the Finders Keeper shade, the black one, and make sure that you tap off the excess because you don't want any fallout. And I'm going to wiggle that all the way across my lower lash line, getting right into the lashes as well. And then I'm going to go back in with my M507 and Wanderlust, blend those two shades together. And then I'm debating whether to put the blue on the lower lash line as well. Yeah, I think I'm going to do just a little bit. Oh yeah. Oh yes. That is just doing everything I need it to do. So now I'm going to put the eyeshadow palette down and we're going to move on to finishing off the rest of the face. But first I'm going to apply some lower mascara because, you know, probably forget if I don't do it now. And the lashes I have on are one of my all-time favorite luxury pairs of lashes. These are the Lily Lashes Mykonos. Okay, so moving on to highlight, she obviously has two highlights in her collection. She has Soulmate and Bathe. So Soulmate is the more goldy one, and then Bathe has got slightly more of like a pinky undertone. I'm gonna actually use two, mainly Soulmate, and then I'm just gonna use Bathe just to add a little something to the tops of the cheekbones. I'm gonna go in first with Soulmate, and I'm just taking that on my Morphe M510 brush. It's incredible, like so blinding, and I've hardly put anything on my brush at all. And now I'm going to pick up Bathe and I'm going to take that on a Morphe M575 and I'm just going to pop that right on the tops of my cheekbones. And then with the same brush, I'm just going to go back into Soulmate and highlight my nose. And you guys know I like to literally glow to the gods. So these are right up my street. What I'm going to do is just take my beauty sponge. It's just a Morphe one and it's a little bit damp. So what I'm going to do is just press that over the top of the highlight and it almost sinks it into the skin a little bit more. Okay, so lastly, all there is to do is lips. And I think I'm going to go in with the little combo of Nude Chica and Belly There, the gloss. So first of all, I'm going to line my lips and I'm going to use two liners from NYX, Sandstorm and Brooklyn Thorn. So Brooklyn Thorn's kind of like a really dark purpley brown. So I'm just going to use that to kind of like contour my lips. So I'm just going to completely line my lips with Sandstorm. And then I'm just going to take Brooklyn Thorn and just really lightly just add a bit in the corners. And then I'm just going to go straight over the top with Nude Chica. And then I'm just going to go back in with Sandstorm and just sort of like go back around the edges. And then I'm going to go straight over the top of that with Barely There. And that is the finished look. I hope you guys like this tutorial. I love the way this turned out. I wish I was going somewhere, but in reality, I'm just gonna be here with my Domino's pizza, my gigantic dip, loving life. So yeah, that's my Sunday night. As always, all of the products I use will be listed down below, but it is just the Iluvsarahii and Dose of Colors collection. I absolutely adore this collection, everything about it, every product in it. It's just me all over. I think all of the lip colors are incredible, and I cannot wait to use Fresa, the like strawberry one. So nice. But yeah, I love the way this look turned out. This lip is just a bit of me. It's like a perfect nude that has that kind of 90s vibe because we did the slightly darker liner, but I love it. This gloss they just feel amazing. They're not sticky, they don't feel super thick on your lip, and they just give you like a nice shine, and they do wear really well. If you like this look, please let me know down in the comments down below. Also give this video a thumbs up. I will of course be doing more videos with this collection. I'll try to do some more less dramatic ones as well, so you guys can see the versatility of all of the products. Yeah, I'm really feeling this sharp, smoky eye, living for it. If you're looking for a recommendation of whether to buy this collection or not, I would 100% recommend it. They're great products, and Dose of Colors always kill it. Like, their formulas are great. Everything I've tried I've loved. Congratulations, Karen, you've done an incredible job on this collection, and I cannot wait to see what future collaborations you have in store. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and turn on the notifications as well. You can also follow me on Instagram. It's exactly the same as my YouTube handle, Makeup by Delite. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.